Hi, sweetheart. Grandpa Birch here. Hey, I got another book for you today. It is King Kaneeze and the Shrinking Forest. King Kaneeze and the Shrinking Forest. King Kaneeze and the Shrinking Forest. Dedicated to candy. One day, a child named Jaz met the most unusual dragonfly who went by the name of Scat. Something is very wrong at my home in the prehistoric forest, Scat pleaded. You must come and help me warn the king. But how can I do that? Jaz said. Take a handful of sand and let it run through your fingers, explained the worried little dragonfly. Then carefully study the last grain and imagine that you can fly like me. Jaz did as Scat said. Together, they eyed the last grain of sand very closely. Do you see? At first, nothing happened. Suddenly, Jaz began swirling into the world of the past, turning into a colorful dragonfly just like Scat. Oh my goodness, do you see them going around and round? After more whirling and twirling, two dizzy dragonflies settled into Scat's homeland. It was a place where time began. A prehistoric forest of great dinosaurs. Jaz and Scat found themselves in the company of the almighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, named King Kaneeze. He was king of the tyrant lizards and feared by everyone in the forest. He's so scary. Do you look at that? The king was very selfish and lazy. He used up the forest, never replacing what he took. He even commanded others to destroy the trees just to bring him fresh leaves for his bed. On this particular day, King Kaneeze slowly raised his sleepy head and looked to the mountains in the distance. He grumbled to no one in particular. The mountains seemed to look different today. Could they be growing? Sire, warned Scat, if the mountains are growing, it could mean danger for everyone. The king laughed loudly at the idea, then glared at the two intruders. You are the one in danger, insect, roared the king, and he lunged forward with his powerful jaws opening. With his powerful jaws opened wide, both dragonflies frantically fluttered away to safety. Wow, he sure is mean, remarked Jaz. Yes, he is, replied Scat. But we must warn the others about the growing mountains. Oh, what kind of dinosaur is that? They came upon Bruno, Bronchosaurus, busy at work clearing trees for the king. Bruno, cried Scat, the mountains are growing and we must find out why. Go away, snarled Bruno. I got more important things to do. He turned around sharply, almost smashing Jaz with his heavy tail. Next, they saw Telly, Pterodon, the flying reptile. See him way up in the sky? He's way up there. Telly, shouted Scat. Don't you see the mountains are growing? Out of my way, Telly scoffed. There he is, Telly. I'm late for my party, he continued his flight, not even looking at the mountains. Jaz was concerned that no one seemed to care. Stella, Styrasaurus, was pulling tasty seeds from the marsh. Please help us warn the others about the growing mountains, pleaded Jaz. Go away and let me eat in peace, huffed Stella. She showed no interest in the mountains. See, she's eating along in peace. Oh man, King Kaneeze is mad. Do you see him? Oh my goodness. Without warning, King Kaneeze suddenly came crashing through the bushes. He was very angry. I'll get you, troublemakers, he bellowed. The furious king snatched Scat up into his sharp claws. Poor Scat. Slowly, the huge beast raised Scat to his big, ugly mouth. Rah! Help! Cried Scat. He's gonna eat me! Help me! Help me! Without hesitation or concern for his own safety, Jaz quickly flew up into the king's nose. He flapped his wings wildly, causing the startled king to lose his grip on Scat. Oh man, he's gonna sneeze everywhere, isn't he? What would you do if a bug flied up your nose? Oh boy. King Kaneeze dropped to his knees and heaved a mighty sneeze that shook the leaves and the trees from the trees. Shook the leaves from the trees. The resulting breeze hurled the two helpless dragonflies from the forest. Ha-choo! Oh my goodness. There they are. slamming into the mountains. Their wings became entangled. Looked down into the valley. Jaz and Scat saw that they'd been wrong. The mountains were not growing at all. In fact, the entire forest was rapidly shrinking right before their eyes. "We must go back and tell him," cried Scat. They're falling down the mountain. Can you see? When Jaz and Scat finally broke free, they flew as fast as they could, but they could not reach the ever-shrinking forest in time. It had simply become too small. Jaz was left with no choice but to return to his sandbox and become a kid again. Scat thanked his friend for saving his life, and they sadly said goodbye. Alone, Scat continued on his quest to find his lost home. While others may wonder what really happened to the creatures of prehistoric time, Jaz remembers the shrinking forest. Now, when he peeks under a leaf or a blade of grass, he hopes to someday catch a glimpse of the dinosaurs and their once fierce King Kaneeze. Perhaps they will never realize just how small they have become. The end. And there's the forest. Are the mountains growing, or is the forest shrinking? Two brave little dragonflies named Jaz and Scat are left alone to find the answer. They reveal a valued lesson that should be learned by us all. If we choose to live our lives as King Kaneeze and the creatures of the shrinking forest, all of us could quite easily follow the path of the dinosaurs. The end. We love you, sweetheart. Catch you next time. Bye.